You could be the greatest individual in football.
We are back with another video, another victory, and what a victory it was yesterday. But listen, I'm joined by the main man, Flawless. He's going to enjoy this because he hates Arsenal.
Facts. I'm definitely going to enjoy it. And I told everybody, go watch Friday's episode or Saturday's episode of Stats. No, it's Friday. Friday's episode of Stats, Facts and Vibes that myself and Bains did. I was confident going into this game. I stated this. I said we were going to win the game. I said that Arsenal are overrated. Even though Arsenal did play well and they have good players and they're a decent team, they are vastly overrated. Vastly. And I said it would be on the midfield. And out of the 6 midfielders on the pitch, we had the standout one. We had the best midfielder on the pitch. And the best midfielder on the pitch performed. And his impact on the game, even outside of the goals, he was instrumental in the victory. So we're going to get to that because we're going to give him his flowers, 100%. People who were doubting him, we're going to give him his flowers and the rest of the players and Ten Hag as well. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, before we properly get started, make sure you guys like the video, comment your thoughts after the videos, and subscribe to the channel. And subscribe to Flawless. The link is in the title. But listen, where do we start? Let's start with Arsenal fans moaning.
Yeah, let's start.
You see me, like, don't get me wrong. During the game, I was like, Arsenal playing well. Like, I was actually giving them credit. I was like, Arsenal, they're moving the ball from left to the forward areas very quick, left to right. They were moving our defensive block kind of thing, innit? And I'm just like, fair play. But at the end of the day, the way Arsenal fans are moaning right now, saying they had decisions against them. On another day, they score this goal, Odegaard scores, all of this stuff, yeah? Nonsense. Honestly, like, I've actually had enough of Arsenal fans, innit? Because I said this to you off here. On another day, Fred plays in Cristiano Ronaldo. That could be another goal. On another day, Bruno scores the goal and Ronaldo pressed Ramsdale. On another day, Bruno plays that ball first time to Cristiano Ronaldo. And those are just like 3 instances that came on top of my head.
Yeah.
And there's no point in doing if, buts, and maybes. Yeah, there's literally no point of doing if, buts, and maybes.
It's like James Redmond, we do absolutes.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I remember United fans were doing it for the Brighton game, if Bruno scored, if this, and I'm just like, Brighton could have had a penalty. Like, if you're doing if, buts, and maybes, you can literally do it for both sides. At the end of the day, we scored 3 goals, they scored 1. They defended poorly, we defended well. We deserved to win. We took our chances. And I've seen people are moaning, we played a transitional game. This is just like Oli. And don't get me wrong, I said this. Our football is very, very reminiscent of Oli's best football in terms of us on the counter. But I said this to you the other day. I want us to play on the counter against Arsenal.
You said this. You did say this on Friday.
I want us to play in transition. Surely, if you're Mikel Arteta, you know what our biggest strength is.
But that being said, people are talking about transition ball. One, you can win. There's different ways to win football matches. There's no rule that says you can't counter attack. 2, our first goal, I believe we had 18 passes and every single player touched the ball. That's not transition. That was good movement. That's a good goal. That goal going from right to left, going back to the goalkeeper, all the way from Sancho across to Antony on the other side. That's a quality goal, quality team goal. And that's what it is, big up Manj. And that's what that is. But again, people are just saw even the foul on Eriksen. That's a foul. I was watching it in real time on the watch along. And before even seeing any replays, VAR, seeing it in slow-mo 5, 6, 7 times, I said, that's a foul. He's got 2 hands he's got 2 hands on him. He also need him and got nowhere near the ball. How is that not a foul?
And I was also forgetting the Congo could have easily got a yellow or a red for the tackle on Bruno.
Yeah.
Like this sort of thing, like you can do if, buts, and maybes for both sides.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we were very, very good. And I kept saying this, like, well, let's start with Rashford.
Bless me.
Because I seen people complain about Rashford yesterday. I'm just like, listen, the guy got 2 goals and an assist. Stop complaining.
You can't
Stop
complain.
complaining about Marcus Rashford's performance. I hate when people say, if you take away his goals, what did he do? You can't do that in football. He scored the 2 goals. He scored.
You can't do that in that game. No.
Like,
you can't do that in that game. No.
Yeah, and I say it all the time. Like, you think Man City fans care when Haaland just scores goals and doesn't do anything else? They don't. You don't hear their fans complain. So why do United fans want to complain about Marcus Rashford yesterday? Because Rashford yesterday, and this is what I kept saying, whether people like it or not, there's still a place in the side for him. Because you know why? The runs in behind. Our strongest piece, our strongest game right now is our transitional game. And Marcus Rashford showed yesterday why he's so vital to that. Because what was it, the second goal? He was the one that made the run took the ball, controlled it, and that was like the old Marcus Rashford kind of thing, innit? Finished it very, very well. A lot, like, I'll be honest, like someone said Sancho is on fraud watch. We'll talk about Sancho, but Sancho don't score that goal. He's a different sort of winger.
Yeah,
and this is what people need to understand about profiles kind of thing, and why Rashford is so important to our side. But I was thinking this yesterday, yeah. Ten Hag, like I said it the other day, like in terms of profiles in the forward areas, we have a nice match of profiles kind of thing, innit? You got a Rashford runs in behind, you got Sancho more ball to feet on the left-hand side, you got Antony, our only left-footed right winger, you got Ronaldo, more of a goal-scoring 9, you got Martial, more of a hold-up number 9. Like we have decent option kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
And that, like someone said he was crap the first half, he's the laziest player on the pitch, second half was great for us on the counter. Like people say he was crap in the first half, but how many times did Rashford get the ball and just drive up? He might have found the pass, but he was trying to carry us up the pitch.
I wouldn't go as far to say he was crap. I think that's harsh in the first half. I think he was quiet, but then you have to give credit to Arsenal for that, because I thought from the first minute to the 20th minute, we were the dominant. We were the dominant team. We were the better side. We had like 7 goals.
That's the best football played.
Yeah, and I said that before I heard Ten Hag say that. It was like the first to the 20th minute, we dominated the ball. We had 75% possession. Then literally from that point onwards, up until Arsenal scored their equalizer, so including our goal, they dominated the ball, and you could say they were the better side. So I can't really criticize and say Rashford was poor during that period when he's not really getting any service. I'm looking at our midfield at that point. It's on our midfield to get control of that game. But we rode out the storm, rode the momentum, which is what you're supposed to do. Like when you're under the cosh, and we did that. Arsenal were worthy of their equalizer, they was. But for all the ball they had, all the possession they had, as good as they looked at times, and I put good in quotation marks, what did they create? They barely created anything of note. And we
I think David De Gea made 2 saves yesterday, and I think one, like I'll give credit to David De Gea for one of them. I think it was the Martinelli header when I think Odegaard played the ball. That was when I was like, yeah, that's a quality save kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But the other save, I'll be honest, I can't even remember it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, and that tells you all you need to know. They had the Odegaard chance that he scuffed, where Saka played it into him. You should say, yeah, he should do better there, but they didn't really create too much. But yeah, I wouldn't say Rashford was crap. I'd say he was quiet, but he played well yesterday. He did what he was supposed to do against high lines. How many times would he have been offside in those situations? We've criticized him a lot about being offside, his decision making, and even his decision making for the first goal. That's the second time in 2 games he's played a perfectly weighted pass. You get me? A perfectly weighted pass, I should say. And again, that's something we've been very critical. The one for Sancho against Leicester, the one for Antony against Arsenal yesterday. So we have to give him full credit, because if he overhits them passes, me and Bains are here and you lot are in the chat are criticizing him, and rightfully so. That's vital. You know what I'm saying? Those 2 passes there have earned us 6 points. Rather than say winning a draw.
You know what the best thing was? You know that Rashford pass? How many of our players can actually score that goal that Antony scored? You know why? Left-footed right winger. Like the dimensions are completely different kind of thing, innit? And that's a massive, massive positive. Because I'll be honest, I don't think Antony had his best game. I'll be honest. No. I don't think he was anything special. But at the same time, I said this is your opening game. You haven't played football in 2 weeks. You've probably been here for what? 3-4 training sessions maximum.
Yeah. And it's a new team. It's a new team with new players. Against, let's not get mistaken, Arsenal are one of the better sides in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Like we're playing Bournemouth at home. Arsenal were one of the better sides.
I think I said it to you. I wouldn't start Antony because I think it's a very, very tough game to chuck him into. And fair play to him that he got his goal kind of thing, innit? And let's remember that he still had like neat touches throughout the game. Maybe he was overdoing it at times in terms of there was a point where he got the ball, literally tried lobbing the keeper kind of thing, innit?
Confidence.
And there was also a point where he got the ball and just like he tried fizzing it across where I think someone was trying to make the run, but he just overhit it. But I'm just like, listen, confidence is up. Try what you want kind of thing. Like, he's like a flary type player kind of thing, which is why I'm like, I was relatively happy with his performance for the first game.
You can't even, like balance. That was key. That's what I've been speaking about with Antony. You mentioned it there, being a left-footed right winger adds so much balance to the side. Because if that goal, if that chance drops to a right-footed right winger, that's a much more difficult chance. But a left-footer, you're expecting to. Because this guy would say he does his profile picture, saying this guy, it's crazy. But yeah, pleased. Goal, look to threat, look bright, and I'm interested to see how him and Dalot form a partnership down that training session. Yeah, see, train once individually and once with the team. So there we go. It's looking optimistic.
And the thing is, I said this at the time. You see with the Antony signing, just him tracking back. Like there were so many times where he was just getting stuck in kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've always said this: you defend as a team. How many times have you seen me criticize a winger for not tracking back?
You said this, yeah, a lot of the
And
time.
Antony was doing that. Don't get me wrong. He's overly aggressive. And I said that before. Like, he will get yellow cards kind of thing just because of his nature. But I'd rather he does that kind of thing, innit? Like, him tracking back. Like, how many times was he there literally holding hands basically with Dalot? Because he was that deep.
Support. What?
Oh, it
Support.
was a massive positive kind of thing, innit? And like, we saw small glimpses of him and Dalot linking up very, very well. Like, there was a point where I think Dalot played that first time pass on the right hand side to Antony. Like, they're slow. Like, obviously, it's not going to happen straight away, but they're building a connection.
And that's what I was talking about in regards to once we get on the ball. I'm saying, okay, once we get on the ball. I mean, once we get on the ball more and play a more ball dominated and ball possession, we'll see more out of our attacking players. We'll see more out of our fullbacks, including Dalot, who I thought when it was a cross that he played in, it was only the one time, it was a first time cross, and I think we almost got a chance from it. I can't remember who it was at the end of it, but it was Antony who played it back.
Yeah, I know.
And
was it Bruno? No, Eriksen.
Might have been Eriksen. Yeah. Might have been Eriksen. So yeah, like that's what. And we are, what's your name? I just call you M because I can't pronounce your name. We'll talk about Ronaldo. Everybody gonna get their plaudits. One thing about me and Bains is we don't run agendas. Like everybody will get their plaudits if they played well, and we'll criticize if we think they didn't play well.
I want to talk about the midfield first, innit? Because this is it. I said Eriksen has been underwhelming, kind of thing, innit?
You did say this,
and I don't think I've done like a proper live stream reaction after the Leicester game, but I thought the Leicester game was his best game. But then yesterday was his best game. Like yesterday, he was very, very good. And this is what I said. Yesterday, he provided that X factor.
Yes.
That pass, I think, was it for the first goal? That literally broke how many lines?
Yo, I was saying that I almost tweeted about it again today. That pass is class. The way he's wrapped that with pace into Bruno, it looks like an easy pass. That's not. It's not easy to see and it's not easy to execute those two things. How many times, if that's Fred, if that's McTominay, even though I think McTominay is playing well, they don't do that. If that's Lokonga, if that's Xhaka, neither of those two do that. Eriksen is the X factor in that midfield. And the way he's wrapped that ball round the corner, straight into Bruno's feet at pace so Bruno can turn. You know what I'm saying? It's turned around, it's cut through the Arsenal defense and it's turned him around. Props to Eriksen. And he did one very similar for the second goal, where he just clipped it nicely into him. And then Bruno's played a great through ball into Rashford, and Rashford scored.
And even the third goal, he got the assist when he was the one that actually broke through. How Arsenal didn't cope with that, I don't know, kind of thing, innit? But credit where credit is due.
He told us he can't run in it. That's what they said. They said he can't run it. That's what he said.
And even like just finding Rashford kind of thing, innit? Like he didn't overhit it because you see that moment when he was running, like we knew that should be a goal kind of thing, innit? But you know that when you're just waiting for the ball to hit the back of the net, nervy times kind of thing, innit? Nervy times. But fair play to Christian Eriksen, as I said, criticized him for the last couple of games. It's finally turning up. And the next person I want to talk about is Scott McTominay.
Scott McTominay.
Scott McTominay. Because I can't lie, you see him. A lot of people criticize him in it. But I think I said this to you the other day. I think he's been our best midfielder over this last like 4 or 5 weeks. Or for like this winning streak kind of thing in terms of consistency. Like yesterday again, very, very efficient performance. 100% pass accuracy.
Was it 100%?
Yeah.
He was good yesterday. He was. Like, I have to hold my hands up. I've been very critical of him, but these past few games, he's been playing well. Give McTominay his credit. Like, he has been playing well, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I want these players to do well. I'm glad he's proven me wrong. So props to Eriksen and Casemiro got to work for the shirt. 100%. Yeah, man. JJ said it there. Scotty's doing the basics. That's all we wanted from him. Fair play. That's it. That's legit all it is. All we wanted him to do was the basics: win the ball back, be a nuisance, and then pass it to the players who can play. And that's what.
But the thing is, like, even with Scott McTominay yesterday, I thought I saw like a more progressive side to his game. Like, you know, there was a point I think in the first half where I think it was Rashford in it, and he fizzed it into Rashford, and I think Rashford passed it back, even though he probably should have turned. And Scott McTominay did the exact same thing again.
I know what you're
back to Rashford. I'm just like, finally, like you just passing forward, and like the last couple of games, as I said. Like maybe in terms of our midfield, we're not controlling it, for example, which I think Ten Hag is relatively happy. And I think the United side are happy with that because, as I said, on the transition was brilliant. But overall, there's been a lot of games that have become like very dual heavy, for example, innit? Southampton, for example, even Liverpool. Like he had to win his individual duels, and he was doing it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, with Scott McTominay, fair play to him.
And that's
Fair
all we
play
wanted,
to
and that's all we wanted from him. That's the crazy thing. That's all we wanted from him was the basics passing forward. But I think it also helps having you gotta give the manager credit because he's coaching these players, and in that system, it allows McTominay. There's more passing options on, and I'm sure he's getting clear instructions of what to do with the ball. I'm sure of that.
You know, this is what annoyed me. You know, when at the start when Ten Hag took over, people kept saying this play is going to improve, this play is going to improve. And I said it. Everyone's naturally going to improve, whether you like them or not.
Everyone's going to be better. Yeah.
Under a better system, when you have a better coach, more like everyone kind of knows their roles. Everyone's going to naturally look better. And we've seen Scott McTominay, whether people like it or not, has looked better. And I know this is like people might not want to hear this, but Casemiro has to work for his place in the team.
I said that. Casemiro got to work for the shirt. Yep, agreed.
Because we've seen it. Casemiro can't walk straight back into this or straight into this. And Ten Hag's shown it. Ten Hag's clearly, even Ten Hag, whether people like it or not, he came out yesterday before the game and said, Scott McTominay's playing well.
Yeah, and you deserve to keep your place on merit. I've been speaking on that the entire summer. I said it's all about merit, accountability. If you play well, you keep your place. If you play poorly, you should be dropped. And that's why when people talk about why is Casemiro not starting, McTominay deserves his start because he's been playing well. Because if roles were reversed and Casemiro was performing well and we were playing Arsenal at home and he dropped Casemiro from McTominay, the fan base would be in outrage. Like, why is this? This is on merit. Rashford's playing well. Scott McTominay's playing well. I use those two as examples. Even though I'm not massive fans of those two players, they are playing well. They are having impact on games. So therefore, you deserve to keep your place. You do. Yeah, Ten Hag's system is therefore. But you mentioned it. I got to give you your flowers on that. Is having a system, everybody's going to improve. Everybody is just naturally, even if it's 5-10%.
And this is another thing I like about Ten Hag as well. I said this. If you're playing bad, you're going to naturally just get yourself out of the team. We've seen it with Maguire and Luke Shaw. You're naturally just going to, like, we have, whether people, like, they might not be the best options, but there's still someone kind of fighting for your place. And as I always said, like, Oli had that problem in terms of when players were playing bad, they were still in the starting 11 kind of thing, innit? And that's where, say, if I'm a bench player, why should I play good if you're still never going to be?
Yeah.
Like, the perfect example I always use here, Eric Bailly. Remember Eric Bailly when we played
Was it Villa?
City in the Carabao Cup? And I think that was the first game. I think Lindelof and Maguire were back in it from the injury suspension. And they came straight back in, even though Eric Bailly before that was one of our best players.
When he made that block against, I think, was it Villa or someone or West Ham? He made an important block.
Like late block, everyone in the team was around the kind of thing. Just like, if I'm Bailly, why am I going to play good for you again?
Yeah.
And
there's no incentive to play well. There's no reward for playing well because it's like they're going to play regardless. So what's the point?
And we saw it now. Varane, for example, has come in. He's played well. He's kept his place. Malacia, he's played well, even though we'll talk about Malacia's game yesterday.
We'll talk about Malacia,
He came in, bang, you're starting. And Bruno, let's talk about Bruno, the last piece in the
before you continue. Hey, John, please put Zinchenko's quotes in the comments. I want to know what Zinchenko said. Yeah, go on. Let's talk about Bruno.
Bruno before we get to the defense. Bruno,
go on.
Listen, as I said, transitional game. This is where we see the best out of Bruno Fernandes. This is where we see the best out of Bruno Fernandes. When he has space to hit, he will play very, very good. He will. That's when you say the best out of Bruno. And I said this, like, if you're trying to control games, maybe he's not that guy kind of thing, innit? You know, he can be a bit careless at times. He may hold the ball for too long. But overall, when Bruno has space to hit, and that pass, for example, that he played for, the Rashford goal, he's tried that a couple of times, isn't it? He's tried that a lot of times. I've seen Bruno Fernandes try that so many times, but it finally came off in it.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to give him credit. And I think overall, as I said, off the ball, he was very, very good. And I said this to your fair. I feel like Bruno Fernandes and Antony will link up very, very well. And the reason I said that, if you look at Antony, like how many times, for example, did Antony get the ball and he was just standing still? Antony's a player that relies on runners, and that's what I tried explaining to people before. And we saw it yesterday. And as soon as Antony was kind of just there relying on runners, Bruno Fernandes' off the ball movement is very, very good. But if people like Bruno Fernandes or not, that aspect of his game you can never fault. And I feel like if, for example, Antony gets the ball, Antony can find the pass, Bruno can make the run, they will combine naturally very well. Which is why I'm relatively happy with Bruno Fernandes so far.
Yeah, I can't complain. I didn't know that Bruno had that pass in his locker, I'm not going to lie, but incredible pass. Does he need to improve his overall game? Yes. Like you stated there, he's not really the guy to control, but he's having to control matches, but he's having an impact. And that's what I want to say in it. Like, we're getting the most out of him because before that pass, I was cursing him out. Like when Arsenal were like dominating the ball and were more and having more of the ball and were on top in the game. Like, I do something now. It's on McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno in that midfield to ride the wave and wrestle some form of control back or hit him with sucker punches, which we did. So props to Bruno, props to Eriksen, props to McTominay. Specifically Eriksen, though. I thought he was very, very good. I thought he was very, very good.
I'll be honest, this is probably at one of the weakest areas in my eyes yesterday. And I said this to you off air. This was a welcome to the Premier League moment. Because I think Malacia yesterday, especially for the first 60 to 70 minutes, struggled. Like, I think Saka had the better of him in my eyes. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say he did. But what I like about that is he didn't get sent off. He wasn't rash. His head didn't go. He didn't shirk from the challenge. You're gonna people act like fullbacks don't get beat. You're gonna come up against the winger who has the better of you. Whoever you think the best fullback is whether that's Trent, whether that's Reece James, whether that's Cancelo, whoever your best, guarantee you he's had tough games. We've seen all of them. It's an ongoing joke about Trent in the back post. I'm saying I've seen Reece James make mistakes. I've seen Cancelo make mistakes in Champions League semi-finals. Like, these things happen. So with that, that's why I'm not going to be critical of Malacia, because Saka's not like he got dusted by someone who's terrible. Like, Saka's a good winger. He's direct, he's quick, but he stood up to the challenge and didn't keep him totally quiet, but it was a good contest. That's what I like. And it's not like Saka was creating a hell of a lot from that side. So I'm with it, man. I like it. And I think he did. I like Malacia. Like I said, man, didn't hide.
Yeah, but he did well versus Salah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he didn't do well against Salah, and I'm not saying he's played badly throughout his United career so far. I'm just saying yesterday was, in my eyes, probably his worst game.
Yeah, it was his toughest.
Malacia will learn from this. He needed just I agree with this.
Yeah, and just because he had his worst game doesn't mean he was bad. Because I wouldn't go as far to say he got cooked, but like Saka probably had the better of him. But like I said, it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience for him, and he stood up to the challenge. He didn't get cooked. I won't go that far. If you get cooked, you're 4 out of 10. I don't think he got cooked. Saka went past him a couple of times, but Saka's capable of doing that to anybody. With his directness and his pace and his dribbling, he could do it.
You see, with Arsenal, and I'll talk about the other fullback in a minute with Dalot and stuff, innit? And I said this to your fair, in terms of like their central midfielders were picking up very, very good positions in terms of in between the fullback and the centre back, making it difficult. Like, how many times do we see Granit Xhaka in and around that inside left-hand channel in the box? Like, it was difficult, and I felt like the same thing in terms of Odegaard was sometimes coming across. And I know a lot of people are criticizing Odegaard, but Odegaard did have a couple nice touches in and around the box. He played in a couple nice balls kind of thing during, like, down that side. And I'm like, it's naturally going to happen kind of thing. You're going to struggle, but I hope he learns from this. And I think he will, because that's the sort of character that I think he is from the looks of it.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. And I think people are going over the top. I don't think Saka ripped him apart. He got past him 2 or 3 times. Like, that's it. Like, I think people go way over the top. There's a middle ground. Like, you can get beat by somebody but still have a good game or have a decent game. He went past him. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 off. I don't think his physicality surprised him. It's Saka. Saka will cause problems to more experienced fullbacks than Malacia. This is what I'm saying when I say people go way over the top. He didn't rip him to shreds. He went past him 2-3 times, max, in a 90-minute game. That's not too shabby.
Someone said, I think Saka's physicality surprised Malacia. Saka's like core strength is very, very good.
Man saying, let's be real, he didn't win any challenge. So how come Saka didn't create nothing then? Again, you man go way over the top, man. This is what I'm saying. There's no middle ground. Either a player's fantastic and defended 10 out of 10, or he's terrible and did 1. Like, nah, man. Like
the way I look at it, I think it was like a 5/6 out of 10 performance. Whereas the previous games, he might have been performing at 7 out of 10. Like, there were still times in terms of Malacia got the better of him, but there was a lot of times where, like, there was a battle. Remember
way over the
last year when it was Tomiyasu versus Sancho, and Sancho I think got 2 assists that game, but Tomiyasu also had a good game that side. I think it was very, very similar to that in terms of Saka probably had a better game than Malacia, but Malacia wasn't crap. If that makes sense.
Like, people act like he was crap, like he went past him 8, 9, 10 times, like he had him on toast. No, he didn't. He went past him 2-3 times max. Where there was one where he went down the outside of him and crossed it, and he got cleared. I think it was Varane. He then the one where after the Odegaard shot, and then the ball came back into the box, and it was a nice turn, nice piece of skill, and he shot wide with his right foot, and then there was another one after that, and then I think that was it. In like 90 minutes, that's all it is.
There was a couple of times where, for example, Saka got the best out of him, but the next person I want to talk about Martinez. Martinez is there. Like our defensive unit is very, very good right now, and I think Martinez and Varane are building a very, very good partnership. I think Varane probably should have done better for the goal.
Yeah, because he was the one who gave the ball away. So yeah, you can argue that. Yes, absolutely.
Should have done better for the goal, but in terms of like the in-box defending, I thought like this was another case in similar to Malacia in terms of I think Jesus had a good game. I genuinely think Jesus had a good game. I think like you can see Varane was very, very tight to him. Jesus can turn very well. It was a very, very good battle.
Jesus against Martinez was very similar to Malacia. Saka, where I say Martinez got the better of him, but Saka still had joy. He was still a nuisance. It was still a good battle to watch. That's what I would say. But that doesn't. Jesus did get past him a couple times, but people, our defenders, attackers are going to get past him. It's going to happen.
And the thing is, like, we're playing Arsenal. We're playing Gabriel Jesus, who's probably one of the most informed strikers in the league. Like, naturally, is going to be a very, very good battle. Arsenal, no matter what people say, are still a very good side. They're top of the league for a reason right now. Currently.
They're one of the best sides in the league.
5 games, Like, we're not going to win every single battle against Arsenal. We're not going to keep them quiet for 90 minutes. Naturally, it's just not going to happen. And this is where I say credit to Arsenal, because in my eyes, Arsenal were very good. Like I said Arsenal were still very, very good in my eyes. By my eyes, we were better.
Yeah,
like you just know that.
And that's why we won the game. Absolutely. And that's why we won the game, because we was better. Simple as that. Like I say, people going way over the top. Way over the top. There's no, like I said, there's no social media, there's no middle ground. It's either a player played 10 out of 10, 9, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or 10 out of 10, or 1 out of 10, or 2 out of 10. Like, no, there is 5s and 6s. But yeah, go on, carry on.
Martinez, do not scare me like that again. You know when he went down? No, don't do that. Because I swear to God, you know when Harry Maguire came on here, and don't get me wrong, I still kind of like, I'm not as harsh as like on Harry Maguire as like other people, for example, innit? But you see when he came on and made that tackle, oh my God, I swear to God, there's something about Harry Maguire that just scares me now. Like, you know, after I've seen Varane and Martinez build this partnership, he scares me.
It's the assurance isn't there that you get with those two. And even though Maguire wasn't at fault because Casemiro lost the ball, when he made the tackle, it just summed him up. It just summed him up.
It weren't really his fault, but
it wasn't. But it just summed him up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't his fault, but it sums him up to a T. Yeah, it was cramp, I think. Yeah, Ricken. I believe it was cramp.
Actually turned up here. Fair play. But then Dalot, listen, Dalot was very, very good again yesterday.
I'll let you talk, because I want my flowers about this guy, but go on.
No, but in terms of like, you know, when I said the Malacia Saka battle, and I think Saka had the best out of, I think Dalot had the best out of Martinelli on the other side. I think, obviously, for the goal that was offside, Dalot should have done better, but it was offside.
The thing is, I can't say he did well to even, we're in possession of the ball. That's not on Dalot. Eriksen should play that. Even though it was a foul.
And actually it was a foul kind of thing, which is why I don't really care. But overall,
that's why I don't blame him for that goal. Like getting caught on a counter attack, I don't blame him. That's not on his fault. I wouldn't blame him for that. That's just me, though.
You see this here? I don't get why people think I hate Dalot. You know,
it's because of the talk about him, fam. That's why.
No, but you see this. Like this is what I said. There's no middle ground. Like, I can criticize a player and still give them credit. Like I don't think people remember. You see last year when Dalot wasn't playing and Biz wanted Wan-Bissaka to start, for example, every single game. Yeah. And I wanted Dalot. I was the one backing Dalot.
Yeah. And to JJ, who says Dalot's improvement defensively is crazy. It's just the system. Dalot's always been this
I don't
player.
think he's improved.
It's just always been. But I've said this many a time. How many times have I said about Dalot? He's a modern day fullback. No, can we improve on him? Yes. Well, he's definitely a modern day fullback in terms of the attributes he has. Could you improve on him? Yes. If United were to go out and get another right back, cool. But can he do a job? We're seeing that now. Yes. I've said this already. People way too harsh on Dalot.
And this is where people don't listen. I said this was after the first 2 games where Dalot was poor, his crossing was poor, that I think Wan-Bissaka is a better crosser. But you see over the last 4 games, 4 games, Dalot's crossing, or actually I think it might be 5 now, isn't it? The Dalot's crossing in the final third has been very, very good.
Yeah, because he's got that in his locker.
And yesterday, that ball that he put in for Eriksen was very, very good.
Well, he's picked that out as well. It's not like he's just put that into the box. He's picked that out.
I think Eriksen should have done slightly better.
I need to see it again.
I can't remember who the Arsenal player was here, but I think they might have like thrown him off in terms of how close he got in it.
Okay, yeah, fair.
But I think overall, he was very, very good. And I always said this here. You see, defensively, Erik, Dalot never worries me, kind of thing, innit? Dalot, I said this to you. I think Dalot is probably one of the best aerial defenders, like from a fullback.
Variable fullbacks. You said this. I can get with that.
So I think like credit to him, kind of thing, innit? Credit to him. And I said this. He combined well with Antony. Like first game, they had 60 minutes together, but come on, kind of thing, innit? Come on, like let's build this. David De Gea. I don't really have an opinion in it. Yeah. Like he made 2 saves. One of them was good from the Martinelli header. I'm fine with it. I admit, hold that. You idiot. Absolutely hold that. Don't think I actually am going to send you a message after this, really. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about the forwards as well. Sancho.
Talk about it.
I'll let you
go.
That's another area that I think weren't their best. Like, I think Sancho needs to be doing a lot more, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think, like, for example, he's like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Like, he was just a 5, if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing there with Sancho, but he weren't horrible, if that makes sense. I don't know how you think about Sancho.
My thoughts is, that's my thoughts on it. I said the same. Not that he was bad, but I want to see more from you because I rate you so highly and I think the talent's there. And if we get more out of you, I think that pushes up the whole team more levels. In his defense, what I will say is there's times, and I was saying this on the watch along, we need to get both him and Antony on the ball in better areas more. And I think when we have more possession of the ball, that will happen. So that's where I give him a little bit of leeway. But yes, when he has the ball, I need more from you. I don't even think it's an aggression thing. I just need more from you. I need more. I need more from you. I rate you highly. I need more from you. I'm not saying first 20 minutes looked lively, but was after that was dead. You're saying the first 20 minutes he looked lively because we were on the ball. That's what I'm talking about. So if that 20 minutes is 40 minutes, maybe he can still look lively. We need to get him on the balls get him on the ball in the right area. And with Antony over the other side, now he can settle on the left-hand side and hopefully build a partnership with Malacia on top of that as well. So yeah, I'm still giving. I like what I'm seeing because it's an improvement from last season, but I need more. 110%. I need more. I need more. Not just in terms of goals and assists, overall play as well. But I need more.
I think he's an interesting one in terms of 190 people watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button.
Make sure you do that, people.
It's an interesting one with Jadon Sancho like right now because I'll be honest, the way this current Ten Hag team is shaping in terms of we're trying to play more of a transitional game, I don't think Sancho's the most suited. But we saw it with Sancho in preseason where that was probably like we were playing 10-hour football kind of thing, especially the first couple of games of preseason where Sancho had a lot of combinations to play, or basically a lot of combinations that you saw, for example, the striker, Bruno was coming across. He had a lot of passing options. And that's where, let's be honest, Sancho looked very, very good in preseason.
Well, he did.
And that's why I'm like, we're not playing that football right now, which is why I'm like, we need more from Sancho, but you don't have it kind of thing, innit? Like I've always said it, Sancho don't have elite pace and that physicality for like
like he's quick, but he's not electric. He's quick, but he's not electric. But I think because man is saying about the playing the 1-2s, we've seen that with the team now. Bruno's been shifting the ball, playing 1-2s. Rashford at times trying to do it. You've got Eriksen, Martial to come back. Malacia, once we start getting on the ball as well, we should help that. So that's how I'm looking at it with Sancho. This is only 3-4 games we've been playing well, and he's not playing badly. But we're always saying is, I want to see more because I believe you are the player who can take this team to the next level if you play better. And I believe he's more than capable. And we're seeing it in glimpses, but we need more than glimpses now. I need you more in games than Sancho was bright. I need more than that. Of course, it's not all on him because the team need to do better. And once the team start dominating the ball more, then he'll have more chances to showcase what he needs to showcase. But I like what I'm seeing, man. I like what I'm seeing.
But that's what I still say. I still think, like, obviously we still need to sort out the striker position in terms of where Rashford's going to play. But say if he's a Ronaldo / Martial there, I still think our best combination right now is Antony and Rashford. That's just my opinion. But as I said, pick and choose games, isn't it?
It's all about games. If it's a high line, then you throw Rashford. If it's a game where you're dominating the ball and teams are sitting deep, I want Antony and Sancho out there. That's
someone said random question. Would you say Leao over Sancho? Yeah, I
Not
think
seen enough
Rafael
of
is a lot more suited to the Premier League than Jadon Sancho.
haven't seen, keep hearing his name,
I
but
won't.
I've not watched a lot of him. But I
Mm.
will be watching AC Milan Champions League games. So
You know what's interesting? Like, I said this the other day.
Go on.
There's something about me that still wants to see Jadon Sancho in that 10 role. There's just something. And I know Bruno's like playing well, but I said this, like, I really, really want to see right now Rashford on the left, Sancho on the 10, Antony on the right, and then whoever the striker was up top.
that could work.
Because I
That
think
could
that's
work.
probably the best way you get. That's probably the best football and balance you get with that fitting in Rashford, Sancho, and Antony kind of thing. And I feel like that's probably how you get the best out of Jadon Sancho in the Premier League.
I like Sancho. I like the idea. Sancho in the 10. I like
But I think, listen, you're going to need like, it's going to be a brave call kind of thing, isn't it? Like, whoever, if that ever happens, a manager playing Sancho in the 10, it will be very, very interesting. Yeah, we slightly saw it with Ralph playing the 4-2-2, but I think a lot more centrally in like a 4-2-3-1 setup could be very, very interesting. We talked about Rashford. We talked about who's up forward? Antony, Ronaldo. Let's talk about Ronaldo as well, because Ronaldo, in my eyes, I think, would I say was better? Yeah, that was probably his best game since he came on. Like, this is funny enough. It's similar to Eriksen. Like, I thought his best game was against Leicester when he came on.
Yeah.
Now again,
And
I think
this is even
his best
better.
game.
Yeah.
He's slowly
I get
improving
it.
kind of thing, innit? What do you think about Ronaldo?
We're utilizing him how we wanted him to utilize, how I wanted us to utilize him. I banged on about this the entire summer. The reason why I wanted him to leave was because he said he wanted to leave. But what I stated for the longest and people got on me about it was Ronaldo should be utilized as a squad player. That's how you get the best out of him. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now. Ronaldo should not be starting week in, week out. But when you bring him off the bench, we're seeing that. Against Arsenal, he made an impact. Against Leicester, he made an impact. Ten Hag's using him correctly, using a squad player as a squad player, especially when you're leading the game. Ronaldo's the type of player you want coming onto the pitch because there's space there.
And I can't lie, you see
about
with
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo,
smart. And he
you see
was
with Ronaldo-
involved in the third goal as well. Go on.
Like, you see with Ronaldo, he looks hella hungry. Like, that's when, like, you know, normally players get older. Do they really have it? With Ronaldo, you can never question. Like, you know, with Ronaldo, like, we were 3-1 up, and you know when you weren't getting the passes, he was angry. Like, you
He
could
wants his place
visibly
back.
tell, yeah.
Competition for places. Like the
And
one
that's
that
what I
Fred,
said, like,
the ball that Fred tried to clip for him. You know what I'm saying? Round the corner, which was a tough pass. And he was mad he didn't get there. And then he like saluted Fred for it. Like hunger like that. He's got a point to prove. It's a point to prove thing. Like, you don't want to be outside the team because he knows I might not get my space back.
And I think
Martial's not even there. You got Rashford as well.
He started against Real Sociedad in my eyes. I think him
I
and
think he
Casemiro
started against Sociedad. I think so.
Yeah, and then obviously, listen, you're going to have a point to prove. Let's see in it. Let's see. Someone said his positioning of the ball is horrendous. I don't think it is.
When you say positioning, Nico, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, elaborate on that. I want to know further what you mean when you say his positionings off the ball is terrible. Like, in what sense? But yeah, Keisha, I agree. It's better having him as a sub. I've said that, man. He should be impact sub. Will he play in the Europa League? Yes, and he'll score goals there. He'll probably score against Sociedad. In an ideal world, that's what I want him to do. End of the season, the final pictures of Ronaldo at Manchester United is him holding the Europa League. And then he leaves and rides off into the sunset.
Listen, Ronaldo scores. That's a good headache for Ten Hag. Like, this is the best thing you want. You want every, 15, 18 players in the squad playing well.
Competition
and that's
for places.
Where United are blacked in terms of we probably had 3 players in the entire squad playing well throughout the last couple of years. Now there's actually, for example, the current 11 I'm happy with. We've seen, for example, Ronaldo hungry when he's come on. We've seen even Casemiro, for example. Casemiro's looked all right when he's come on. Competition.
Yeah, competition for places.
I can never pronounce this guy's name. Yeah.
Guys, watch the goals back and look where his positions are. For what goals? He was only on the pitch for the third goal, if I remember correct. He was only on the pitch for the third goal.
Wait. Like, you know when people talk about... no, he's on the pitch for the second goal as well, wasn't it?
Was he on the... So what? Where was he supposed...
Like,
I'm lost, Nico. Where was he
when you
supposed
talk
to
about the third goal, for example, he was involved in the goal.
Goal, yeah, he was. So that he's not out of position.
He was the one that played the pass to Bruno, and then I think Bruno played it across.
Yeah. And then his position for the second goal, where was he supposed to be?
Like, I can't remember the second goal, like Ronaldo on top of my head. But
he wasn't out of position to me.
Yeah. Oh, he's talking about Lukonga. Face.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about Ronaldo. I was confused.
Yeah, and his position opened up the space for Eriksen to run through. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Ronaldo. My bad. That's why I was confused. Because he said his positioning was bad.
And big up Elcon. I'm not going to try and pronounce that second part. And he said, we're winning the league. Listen. We move inside, as I said.
Yeah. See, Bains, he's on it. Yeah. We move inside. That means I agree.
We're finishing
Oh,
sixth and
no,
winning the
there
Europa
you
League.
go.
You see me, I'm still keeping
Fifth.
expectations low, you know.
Fifth, man. We finished fifth and won the Europa League.
No, I'll be honest, I still want to keep expectations low.
I said we finished.
I said it
position
yesterday.
above.
Pressure was on Arsenal.
Yeah, you did
This
say
is the
this.
third year of your process. This is your like as I said, yeah. I don't think I said this on camera. Basically, like we have a uni group chat with like 500 people in the course, kind of thing, innit? And I never reply because I don't know anyone there other than like 2 people, innit? I'm just seeing people talking about the game and they're absolutely waffling, trying to disrespect Ten Hag. And that's when, like, even though I don't normally talk, I have to kind of, you know me, innit? I'm trying to back my manager. I had to get in, kind of thing, innit? And like they would just make it hella excuses, you know. They were saying, "Oh, Ten Hag, this is like 5 at the starting 11." I'm just like, how many of our Ten Hag signings actually played? Like, do people realize that we haven't? This is Antony's first 60 minutes. Casemiro ain't started yet. A lot of this Ten Hag team right now is still the old team, and they were comparing it to Arteta. I don't think people realize. You see with Arteta,
he's 3 years into his process now. This is his team.
Like, you know, he had Fabio Vieira, who's an Arteta signing. He had Matt Turner, who I don't really care about. He's still an Arteta signing. You had who else?
Ramsdale.
Eddie Nketiah, for example, off the bench, who Arteta gave a new contract to. Those are Arteta's players. Don't compare it to United. Do not do that.
And even when you look in goal, like Ramsdale's his signing. You know what I'm saying Ben White is his signing. He brought back Saliba. Tomiyasu's his signing. Zinchenko's his signing.
Yeah.
Odegaard is his signing, I believe. Jesus is his signing. That's the core is his team.
Exactly. That's what I said in the chat. Do not compare us to Arsenal. You should have beaten us. This is Arteta, like, as Coach Cameron says, this is Arteta's men. There's no excuses. Like, you lot were talking the most. You went to Old Trafford. You thought you were going to beat us, and you didn't.
Facts. Hold that. Thought you were going to beat us. Hold that.
And you know what's funny? They're like, "Oh, it's fine. We're not scared for our next game." And I'm just like, "Okay, good. We'll see how the season ends for you lot. Because if you don't get top 4, Arteta deserves to get sacked."
Talk about it.
And they were like, "Oh, we played well, all of this stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, well done. You played well. But this is what, your 3rd or 4th year. If you didn't have patterns of play on the pitch, I would be worried."
Yeah.
Like you lot are praising Arteta for the bare minimum in that chat yesterday, which is why I'm like, I had enough of Arsenal fans, kind of thing, innit?
Like now you realize how annoying Arsenal fans are. That's why I always stick it on them. But this is why I was confident going into that game. Their team is nothing special. I've been saying this. There's the manager's not nothing special. It's not like they have a great manager in the dugout who's like experienced and done it all. From a team standpoint, they're nothing special. And individually, they're nothing special. That doesn't mean they don't have good players. I rate Saka. I rate Martinelli. I think Jesus is a good player as well. I think Zinchenko's a good player. I think Tierney's good. Saliba looks decent.
I really like watching Arsenal, kind of thing. I really like watching Arsenal. I think they're a very, very well constructed side. But like Rick said, in Arteta's first 6 months, he beat Chelsea, United, and Chelsea. I said this, like, you see with that you could argue is an overachievement. He shouldn't be beating those sides because those managers have had the teams for longer during that period, I'm guessing. Same thing, Arteta should have beaten us because he's had the team longer. But he didn't.
That's his project. Like you said, he's 3 years in now. He's 3 years in. It should be looking like his team. And results should be mirroring that. But hey, that's on Arteta and that's Arsenal's lookout. That's their
let's talk about Arsenal quickly. Like, defensively, they were poor in my eyes, isn't it? Like, I know people like Saliba, but Saliba probably could have got his footing a lot better for, I think, one of the Rashford goals, isn't it?
Which one?
I think it was
first
Rashford.
goal. Oh, no. Because first goal was Antony's
when
goal.
Bruno squared it. Well, not Bruno squared it, sorry. Bruno played that pass.
Oh, the Bruno fruit. Yeah, you could argue, but then why are you playing a high line? Ben White was playing him on side, if I remember correctly. Arteta subs as well, which didn't make sense.
You know what I think it was? You know when as soon as Ronaldo came on, I felt like Arteta thought he could have just like gone 5, 10, 15 yards higher kind of thing, innit? And then you just left. You kind of played into Ten Hag's hands.
Yeah.
You know,
why would you do that?
We can play on the count. Oh, Rashford bang space on behind.
Rashford's there. You know, like what's going on? Like Rashford's still on the pitch. We still have runners from midfield in Bruno who can still do that. Eriksen as well, as we've seen. I don't get it.
Jesus looked good. I think you see with Lokonga's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I actually really, really like Lokonga in possession, and I think I said this to you the other day, innit? But I think off the ball, you still want a bit more. But as I said, he's still very young.
I didn't expect him to do anything. When I seen him turn up, if you're midfield, it's Lokonga, Xhaka, Odegaard. You're not turning up and winning the match. You're not.
I thought Xhaka was all right though.
You're not. Yeah, again, okay. I agree with you on that. I thought he was okay too, but that's Arsenal for you. Peter says it all the time. There's a difference between being good and being Arsenal good. There's difference. Like I thought Xhaka was decent, but that's it. Decent. That's
I'll be honest, I
Arsenal
was
for you.
concerned with Zinchenko, but you know when Ten Hag came out and said before the game like he has a plan in terms of Zinchenko coming into midfield, I was like, okay, fair play. Like you actually thought of it because I was like, I just didn't know how United were going to cope with. Because you see Maddison, especially Maddison in that first half again in the Leicester game. Maddison, when he was coming inside, for example, was causing us a lot of trouble, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
At times. And I was like, Zinchenko coming across, another midfielder in there. I didn't know how United were going to cope, but fair play, innit? Fair play.
Doing the business, man. I said Erik
Before the subs, we were in control. Maybe make one sub, maintain control, and the chance will come. He threw everything at the game. It was 20 minutes ago, too much time. He was right. Yeah, I think that's a fair analysis of how. Like I think it's fair to say Ten Hag subs won us the game. I think Arteta subs lost him.
Facts. Our manager did the business.
And that's another thing we need to talk about because I don't think we talked about Ten Hag enough.
I don't think we have talked about my manager enough. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Back the manager that I was saying all this time. People talking about, he needs to walk. He's not been backed. He's a Glazer puppet. After 2 games, it's 2 matches.
You know what I love about Ten Hag?
2 matches, people. 2. Like, you need a bigger sample size than that. Go on.
Because I remember, there was a point where I think after the second game where I think I called Ten Hag naive at times, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of certain things he was doing in his game. And I saw people saying, Ten Hag shouldn't adapt. He should just continue playing the same football kind of thing, innit? But as I said, this is a sign of a good manager right now. Ten Hag has rectified these mistakes in the first 2 games. Like you could argue, for example, maybe subs weren't the best in the first 2 games. You still know when the players getting used to the league, but the last 4 or 5 games, he has been very, very good. His in-game management has been phenomenal in my eyes. That Fred sub, by the way, we need to talk about Fred. Fred was very, very good when he came on.
Yeah, and that came from energy that we needed. Yep.
Yeah, that came from Ten Hag making us up. And I said this, like, a lot of these possession-based managers, JDP managers, whatever you want to call them, are not very flexible.
What's a JDP manager?
Those like third man, positional football, all of that stuff kind of thing, innit?
What does JDP stand for? What is that?
It's like Spanish kind of thing, innit?
What is
I don't know how you... I'll send it to you kind of thing after kind of thing.
Yeah, send it to me afterwards. I've never heard of that before.
A lot of those sort of managers don't really they're very, stubborn in their way, for example. Like you could probably say the same thing about Pep at times, innit?
Yeah.
But I said this to you the other day, this is not a Ten Hag style of football. This ain't a Ten Hag team.
What?
Like this is what people need to realize.
He's adapting, he's being flexible. Yeah.
And this is what I said, that's the sign of a good manager.
Yes.
That's the sign of a good manager if you can get the best out of the players you have. Look at the first 2 games, David here trying to play that sexy little football from the back. You can't be doing that with David here at the back. I've barely seen David here play like short.
He eradicated it, goal long.
Exactly. Ten Hag's team, you can't do that sexy little football with David here. Bang, long every single time. Every single ball we're just going long. Every single ball we're just going long. And don't get me wrong, I'm a massive David here critic, innit? And I think it's very, very frustrating having David here in the side. Just because I don't think you can build from the back with you. But that's where Ten Hag has adapted. That's where Ten Hag's seen you can't do that.
He's using his brain. He's like, all right, he's being solution orientated. Like, all right, this is a problem. How do I eradicate this? And eradicate it by stopping, like you said, United from playing out from the back. Go long. Win the second, even if you lose the first ball, win the second one. If you would lose the second one, win the third one. I'm all for it.
And that little mid-block that he has going right now, very, very well coached kind of thing, innit? Which is why I'm like, this is where Ten Hag deserves a lot of credit. I said this. I think the mentality of the players throughout the last 3 years has been shocking kind of thing, innit? And I questioned it after the first 2 games, and I'm like, I don't get how Ten Hag can turn this around. And that's what I'm like, you know what? Flipping hell, how he's doing this, I don't know kind of thing, innit?
They're good manager, good coach.
No, but I said this. It's not that I ever questioned Ten Hag, it's I questioned the players. I didn't know how you could instill that mentality into them. And you know what? Fair play in terms of Ten Hag, in terms of, at that time that he made the players run kind of thing. Yeah, he was running with the players. Like, he's clearly saying that we're in it together kind of thing. We make mistakes. It's we. It's not you lot made a mistake. It's not I as the manager. I made a mistake.
It's we together.
All of us kind of thing, innit? Ten Hag punished himself in terms of him making him doing the runs. He punished the players, and the players are like they're responding.
And I
That's
love
where
that.
like,
No, it is, man.
my
We
days.
we're a team full of passion merchants, man.
Mm.
And I love it. We are high fiving. You know what I'm saying? After blocks,
The
celebrating
Vamoses
tackles.
are coming out,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
you
that's what
know.
it is, man. We are passion merchants. We are passion, desire, and intensity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are, fam. That's where we're at. Someone said it on Twitter yesterday. Eriksen ain't got a pacemaker in the chest. He's got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? And that you got that dog in us. That's what it is.
Picture?
That's what we're on. That's us, man. We got that dog in us. That's us. I'm saying
This.
Yeah.
That's Martinez right now, you know.
Send me that, yo. I'm not going to
Don't worry, man.
Make sure you send me that.
This is us right now, kind of thinking that we had that bite about us, and I'm just like, I didn't know we could, like, even the new plays. I swear to God, you see Antony. You see when Antony celebrated.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I absolutely loved it because you can see he was just kissing that badge, all of that stuff.
Man. We are badge kissers, man. We are badge kissers now.
I think Martinez went across to him, kind of thing, innit? And you know when Martinez hugged Antony, you can see how much it meant to Antony. Like, he was fully squeezing him hard.
Yeah, man.
Like, he was like, yes, we made it, kind of thing, and we're performing. Yeah. I'm just like, man, I'm so happy right now.
I'm happy, man. Hey, that's what we are, man. We are the badge kissing team now. They're my passion merchants, 100%. We got that dog in us. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and aiding 10 of hard work and listening to your teacher's works, 100%. 100%. Another thing about Antony, see this cat? I think he was getting in trouble from the ref for over-celebrating. Yeah. Get out of here, man. Like, let him celebrate. That's his first goal for a new club, kind of thing. And you could see how happy he was.
Facts.
I think I saw another comment as well in terms of Roy Keane being extremely happy with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
You can see Roy Keane fully loves it.
Absolutely.
And
there's no nonsense. That's why Keane likes him.
Like, you can see, like, in terms of these ex-legends, how much they actually respect it. Like, Roy Keane, for example, is a massively respected person in and around United. You can see when Ronaldo came over to Casemiro and how highly he's talking about Ten Hag. You can see it's like, yeah, Ten Hag kind of has that, how do I say it? That barrier in terms of just because, like, how do I say this? Like, Ten Hag doesn't give anything away, kind of thing. And just because you're a United legend doesn't mean I'm going to suck you up. But, like, he has that mutual respect kind of thing. And that respect has come because I'm performing. I'm doing my job. You're happy with me performing. Not just because I like you kind of thing, innit? I'm so happy. And someone said, Bains get off Fantasyland now, Palace away Sunday.
No. We staying on Fantasyland down at that because our team's got that dog in it. That's why, innit? You know what I'm saying? And that Eriksen ain't got no pacemaker. We got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
that's
like,
what it is.
No,
we are the badge kissing team, man. We are dying for the badge. Hard yards, passion. That's what it is. That's it. And who would have thought it's not at Carrington and we had to go South America all the way to get it? That's what's gone on. We had to go to South America to get it. You know what I'm saying? To understand those that understand the club. Love to see it. You know what I'm saying? My passion merchants. Let's go.
Make sure you guys like the video as well, yeah?
Yes.
Because how can you not like us just being buzzing right now?
Facts.
And someone said, like Rickon said, Bains get off Fantasy and Palace away Sunday. As I said, that's a tough game. Like, that's something.
We gonna move to Palace the same way we moved to your team, Rickon. We out here conquering London now. It's a wrap. Everybody from London getting it.
As I said, when Arsenal beat Palace, I gave them massive credit because I thought that was a very, very tough away game, innit? And this is the exact same situation we're in now in terms of.
Yes, Rickon, we're beating Arsenal away. We're beating Palace away. We're moving to every London team right now. Yes, every London team is getting it. Capital punishment is a wrap. The show is over. We moving to everybody.
It is going to be a very, very tough game. It's a different sort of test in terms of
game. 100%.
Palace probably sit deep. I'm gonna guess we're gonna have a different dimension in terms of we're gonna be relying a lot more on Antony's creativity now instead of us hitting teams on a break.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very, very good test. And I'm happy he's come. Like, do I think we beat Palace? Right now, if you ask me, I think the answer is yes. Do I think it's going to be a tough game? The answer is yes. If we draw or lose, would I be surprised? The answer is no. Like, is that sort of game? I think it's a very, very good test. As I said, like, someone said Palace will be meaty, catching hella draws. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, you can say that, but as I always say, styles make fights. That style now is a different sort of style that we used to be facing over the last couple of weeks. Like Leicester, Southampton, they gave us space kind of thing, innit? Arsenal, they gave us space. Liverpool, they gave us space. Let's see what Palace do. Because you know one thing I also say about Palace here, and I say this is a massive criticism of Vieira. I don't like how Vieira kind of sees that game kind of thing, innit? In terms of, say Palace do take the lead, I just think, like Zaha even said it, like, come on, man, did you go deep
We
straight
just thought,
away?
yeah,
Just
we
continue
just-
playing football kind of thing, innit?
We just
I'm
we
just
just
like,
fell back.
okay, say Palace do take the lead and they do that. Say Ronaldo's not starting, you got a Ronaldo for a low block, for example. That's the different sort of dimension. Say Sancho's not starting, you can bring on a Sancho. Like, we have very, very nice options, which I'm very, very happy with. I think he'll win because of momentum and confidence, and Palace are a serious footballing season. Yeah, we'll
Palace
see.
are a good side, but I am confident going into the game. All jokes aside, of course, I'm going to be confident. Big up El Padrino. Big up.
What a name, man.
Big up.
I left the player ratings as well because
Alright,
I like
let's do it.
updating this spreadsheet because it makes me smile. Like, look at the reds, look at the greens. We're moving kind of thing, isn't it? Progress. Erik Ten Hag.
I think 9
Why?
because of the subs. The subs won us the game, and the lineup was spot on as
Why
well.
not a 10?
I just didn't want to be overly gassed. You know what I'm saying? And that
'Cause I
he
gave
could
him a
have,
10 for
he
Liverpool.
probably could have done more during the period, that 20-minute up until Arsenal scored the goal. Maybe make changes before. Actually, I think he did make changes at 1-0, but his changes didn't work. So that's what I would say. Maybe be a little bit more proactive from that 20th minute up until Arsenal scored that equalizer, where they were the more dominant side.
Fears.
I'd say 9, but if you want to go 10, you can go 10.
No, we'll give him 9 kind of thing, innit? David De Gea.
He didn't really have much to do. I'd say everything he did correct. So I'd say a 6 is fair.
That's kind of what I've been giving him over the last couple of games.
I'd probably say a 6 is fair.
And the thing is, like, it's hard with keepers, isn't it? Because it's like, you didn't do anything bad kind of thing, but
Yeah, there's no middle ground with them. Yeah. There's no middle ground with them. Man are saying 7, Dalot 12. You know what I'm saying? Incredible. I'm joking.
No, I actually keep it between 1 and 10. Innit?
I'm joking. I don't.
And no
I'm just
0.5s,
playing
no
around.
0.5s.
I just. How you not got no 0.5s on the? What
No,
one?
no, I don't
What do
want
you mean?
0.5.
No. But sometimes someone might not be a 7 or might not be an 8. I thought Dalot was good though. The chat saying 8.
You see this?
I'm biased. I go 8.
I 100% do kind of thing. I 100% do. But the thing is, that right now I'm using like the online version of Excel because I don't have Excel on my
On your
Mac
actual
kind
laptop.
of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, we ain't just gonna go past this like I know what formulating a spreadsheet means. So you're just gonna have to explain that to me.
Like, you know, when you put, for example, a 6, like, I'm pretty sure that you can. You know how I had to put the color in?
Yeah.
I think it can automatically do that.
Oh, right. Okay. Someone
Yeah.
will DM you, tell you how to do that. But Dalot, the chat saying 8 or 9, innit? Like, I thought Dalot was good. I'd say an 8.
Wait, just quickly, who's your man in the match?
Eriksen.
Okay, fair.
Eriksen, I would say. He was your
I'm
man.
gonna go with 9. I'm gonna go with 9.
All right, I'm not disputing it. If you want to go 9, that's cool.
Because I was very, very impressed with Dalot. So you can stop calling me a Dalot hater now.
Yeah.
Maguire, I don't think I had enough time. And I don't want to be harsh. Martinez,
Say 7.
7.
Yeah,
Why?
because of his progressive passing going forward. His distribution is very underrated. His ability to wrap balls into the forward players in the forward areas, I think, is very good. Very, very good. I would say 7.
I think that's fair. Fred, when we came on, because I think that's fair enough to give him a rating. Because I think he's good.
Fred was just, I would say 6.
6.
Yeah, I'd say Fred.
I'll be honest now, would you not say 7? Because like for what he had to do when he came on, I think he done it extremely well. Because he came on. Someone said this as well about tactical fouls. I big up Premzy, you know. This guy was chatting the most before the game and he had to hold that. What was I going to say? Someone said this before in the comments here. You see, with United, you know, one thing I started to realize as well, like, you know, the tactical fouls, for example, we're starting to do that a lot better.
Smart. Like, you've seen that with McTominay and Jesus. Wow. Exactly.
And that, I think, don't get me wrong, I think that came from McTominay mistake, I'm pretty sure in it, because I think Ronaldo passed it. McTominay probably could have done it first time. McTominay took a touch in it. Yeah. But then, bang, he still made that block. Or rugby tackle kind of thing, innit? So I'm still, like, I'm happy with that. But I'll give him a 7. I was relatively happy. McTominay.
He was good, you know. He was good. See, this is why you need 0.5s, because I'll probably give him a 7.5.
Round it up to 8. Feeling generous today, Flawless, man.
You feeling generous? All right, then run with the 8.
Listen, he was good today.
He was good. He was good yesterday. I got to give him full credit. He was.
I'm very happy with his improvement. Yes. Sancho.
I'd say 6. Say 6.
I'm going to say 5?
Nah. I'm feeling generous. I'd say 6. I'd say he was above average because I have 5. My scale is 0 to 10. 5 is average. I wouldn't say he was average. I'd say he was slightly above average. So I'd say 6.
Let's see what the chat is saying. They're saying 5, 6.
Just I'd say 5, 6.
He's in between that.
I'd say 6.
Well, listen, man, we're feeling generous today, man. Just because we won, we'll give him a 6. What's this?
Bruno.
Came for sporting like Cristiano.
Yo,
He goes left, he goes right, makes defenders look shy.
He's
These are Portuguese Magnifico. Bruno.
Yo, we are
Bruno.
passion merchants. Yo, this is
Hey, listen, man, I love singing chants, you know.
We are
Don't
passion merchants.
Oh, you see, you're on stream, innit? But you see every single time United score these days. Especially like Rashford, for example, man. I'm singing their chants, man. I'm so
man,
happy.
it's only right, man. That's why I can't wait to get back to a game so I can go sing. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it's got McTominay, man. It's got McTominay. Oh, have you seen the other chant where he's like, I like it.
Nah, I've not heard the other one. Nah.
Bruno and Casemiro. Like there's no Arsenal's one for Saka and Smith Rowe in it. I put Bruno and Casemiro.
Hey, let's go. Let's teeth it. 100%.
No, but I'll be honest. That's probably one of my favorite Arsenal chants, kind of thing, isn't it? Like I think it bangs with the Saka and Smith Rowe thing, and also having Bruno and Casemiro working.
Yeah, we'll take that.
I think it's sick.
That's us. We'll take that 100%. Thank you, Arsenal. Same way we took the 3 points off you on Sunday. Bruno
7 for that pass, man. I think, yeah,
because the pass was exceptional.
Because I think McTominay was our second best midfielder, other than
7's fair. 7's fair.
Rashford.
He's scored. He's created. He scored 2 goals and created another. It has to be a 9.
9. Fairs. 2 goals and an assist. Huh? Oh, flipping! I just clocked. I had the stats all here already.
Let's go good,
fully forgot.
Don't worry about
Rashford.
If he touches it's 2 shots. You only lost possession 6 times. Yeah, the chat's saying 8, 9. I said 9, but if the chat want to go 8,
look at this. This is harsh. 7 for the goals and assists.
Yeah, 7. He's more than a 7.
Like we're gonna get a touch on Eriksen kind of thing, but I thought Eriksen was a man in the match. So I'll probably say I think 8's fair.
8's fair for Rashi.
Well, Rashi, flawless on the passion now. We're making it. We're doing it now.
I'm a full passion merchant, yo.
Eriksen.
Passion merchant. He was quality. He was quality. We gave Dalot a 9 and he was better than Dalot. So it has to be a 9.5 out of 10. It has to be.
Hey.
It has to be a 9.
Let's give him a 10. People think I've been overly harsh on him, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, give my guy a 10, man. Eriksen.
Like I say, he ain't got that 10 of the season.
Yeah, man, because he ain't got that pace. It's not a pacemaker in his chest, man. He's got that dog in him. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's got that dog in him.
Yeah, that's the first 10 of the season for a player. Ronaldo, I think it's a 7.
I
think it's similar to Fred in terms of he made a very good impact when he came on.
Ronaldo's fair.
That's 2 7s in a row for Ronaldo now off the bench.
Hey, Joshua, I said 9 for Rashford. I said 9. But, each their own. I said 9. The chat said 8.
Actually, you know what? Because we gave Eriksen a 10, I don't mind. Let's give
Rashford a 9. Yeah, there we go.
Malacia.
I'd say 6.
I was going to go with 5.
I'd say 6. Because he was up against their best attack. I'd say 6.
Hey, Premsy, why are you laughing?
I'd say 6.
Why is Premsy laughing? Like you lost 3-1 kind of thing, innit? No, you see this here. It's just harder using online Excel kind of thing, isn't it? It's just harder. So allow me. And I was impressed with Renat 6. Malacia 7.
Yeah. If someone would say 7, I'm not gonna go against it. I said 6.
See,
6 then, because it seems to be from 5 to 7. So we'll go 6. That's fair.
He's lucky though in my eyes to get 6.
Yeah, he is what he is, man. Hey, don't diss my left back, man. It's my left back.
Varane.
I thought Varane was very good. It's either 7 or 8. What did we give Martinez? 7.
Yeah.
I think he was better than Martinez, so I'd say 8.
But then the goal, innit?
Yeah, I forgot about the goal. Yeah, right. 7. You're right. 7. You're right. I forgot.
I think it was a good battle, though. That fair play. Like, if I was doing ratings for Arsenal, like Jesus also gets to like 7 or 8.
Yeah, he would get
it was
like
a very,
6 or 7,
very good battle.
It was interesting contest to watch.
Casemiro, you think he had enough time?
Not really.
Made enough for impact?
Yeah, like I would say,
Casemiro came in
cool.
for the last 10, innit?
Yeah, he was. If he was 5'6", wasn't bad, wasn't great.
Leave it kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Langer didn't come on, Martial didn't play, and the main man now, Antony.
It's a good one because outside of the goal, you really didn't do too much, but the goal is a piece of quality. So I'd say 7 is fair.
Yeah, I'll probably give him a 7 because I'll be honest, I don't think Antony played well in it.
No.
But is his debut
Well,
done what you had to do? Antony 7. Fair play though, fair play.
Yeah. I think they're fair ratings. Are we slightly biased? Yes, but we're United fans, so we're going to be biased. Plus, we're on the passion merchant thing. Plus, them extra ratings is because we got that dog in us. You know what I'm saying? And that. So that's what I'm doing.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Varane here, 2 8s and 2
Is that Varane? What's Varane's? Scroll up.
Yeah. I've given him an
Oh,
8,
is that 17? 8, 7, 8, 7.
7.
And he even got 5 the game before that. Okay.
That was against Brentford, didn't it, when he came on?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Dalot's on a really good run now. 8, 8, 9. Martinez on 9, 8, 7,
Martinez on as well. Who else? McTominay 6, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Bruno 7, 6, 6, 7. Rashford 7, 5, 6, 9. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, so like, I think 7's fair for Antony for the goal and work. Yeah. But listen, we're gonna wrap this up because I might just go celebrate more. Because why not?
Let's go, man.
Why not? Before the celebration, please get us kind of thing in it. I'll be honest, that's one thing I do back with Arsenal fans. Yeah, why these like managers or like not managers, sorry, pundits care about Arsenal fans celebrating? Just let them celebrate, kind of thing, innit? Yeah. Like if a football team's won, you're gonna be happy, especially if it's your football team. Why do you care if fans are celebrating? Stop trying to patrol fans.
Trying to police it. Yeah. Trying to police
especially like pundits. Like, come on, man. Like you have been in that environment where you might have like helped the team win. You know how much it means to you. You know how much it means to the fans.
Well,
so if Arsenal fans wanted to celebrate, just let them celebrate, kind of thing, innit? And same thing with United fans, kind of thing, innit? Just
yeah, man. Hey, I'm enjoying this. I'm dining out on this. I'm saying I'm dining out on this 100%.
But is there anything 100%. Else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Fuck Arsenal. Fuck the Emirates. Fuck Liverpool. Fuck Anfield. Fuck Manchester City. Fuck the MTR. Fuck Leeds. Fuck Ellen Road. Big up Ivan Toney for the hat trick. Yeah. I think that's everything. And big up
JJ said they overdid it with the fireworks, but I get it. I think they overdid it with the fireworks because pundits were getting onto it.
Yeah, so
they were just like, let's just go even more, kind of thing. Yeah. Because I'll do the exact same thing. Yeah. Like if you're doing me, I'm going to do it even more, kind of thing.
Yeah. You're paid. Yeah. So it makes sense why you're going to do that. But big up to the chat, man. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to Start My Bains' channel. What you on to? Roll to what?
6K.
All right, roll to 6K. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, people. And make sure get over and subscribe Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch as well, man. Make sure you go over there. This show is over there on Fridays. So you get Monday here, and me and Bainsy are now on it. You know what I'm saying? Like Manchester United now. So you'll get it twice a week. So it's Mondays here and Fridays over on Sarcasm City TV.
Oh, wait, just quickly. This is one thing I also want to say. With the Pogba thing, you can praise Eriksen without mentioning Paul Pogba.
Well, facts.
I think there's just this disease United fans have here where they just continuously want to mention Paul Pogba. And you don't know, I'm probably one of Paul Pogba's biggest critics towards the end. Yeah. I still think it was the right decision to let him go.
Absolutely.
But you can praise Eriksen without just talking about Paul Pogba consistently. Because I saw that yesterday, I'm just like, and I seen articles on it, and I'm just like,
let it go.
Why do you care?
Let it go.
Like Christian 100%. Eriksen is our player now. We're happy with Christian Eriksen. Paul Pogba is not our player. Paul Pogba is a Juventus player. He's currently injured. That's their business.
It's nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with us.
That's their business. And as I said, the season's a long season. 38 games in the Premier League. Let's see if Christian Eriksen can maintain it. Because Paul Pogba also had spells where he was very good.
Facts.
But if Christian Eriksen can maintain it, then you know what? Fair play. Then he's probably had a better season than Paul Pogba's ever had at United, potentially.
Yeah. It depends what we win and how we do it. And go easy. I'm moving like Riley from the Boondocks. Man know the reference and that. You know what I'm saying? And that Boondocks. So you need to watch Bainsy, but we move.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, I just didn't like that kind of thing, innit? Even though
strong agendas are strong, man. It's nothing to do with nothing.
And people call me a Pogba hater, and I'm just like, come on, man, just relax yourself, kind of thing. You see, I'll be honest, I'm called a hater for a lot of things. You know? I'm called a hate on Dalot. I'm called a hate on Sancho.
You know what? It's because of the way you say it. That's what it is.
But you see me.
You say
I
it
would
with a smile on
happily
your
praise
face.
these lot. No, but I would happily praise these lot kind of thing.
Yeah, you will.
Like, you
But
saw,
then you'll
like,
happily
look at the
criticize.
ratings. I criticized Dalot for the first 2 games. Look at his ratings after that. 7, 8, 8, 9.
Yeah.
If I had an agenda, I would just be saying, yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
it's not an
Offside
agenda. It's
goal.
just how happy you are when you're
Yeah.
criticizing a minute and saying stuff
Nah,
like
this
Wan-Bissaka's a
guy,
better
man.
crosser and stuff. See that smile? It's because
No,
people
but you
speak
see
like that.
emotions are high.
Yeah. See, but that's what you need to tell people. My emotions was high.
No,
And
but
to
you
James
see-
in the chat as well. James, I thought you told me Ronaldo was starting, and I hope you enjoyed being at Old Trafford as well. James is a regular. I know James Jones. He told me Ronaldo was starting. He'll be here to tell me when Ronaldo starts against Arsenal.
No, but that's
I
because you
told
know one of
that.
the fan accounts that
Yeah.
Ronaldo interacts with. They said Ronaldo starting in it or Sunday.
Yeah, no, he was telling me. No, he was telling me this. This was Thursday. He was telling me this on Thursday.
Some say where's CR7's ratings there?
It's there.
5-7-7.
Oh yeah, 5-7-7 last 3 games.
The last 3 games.
Did he not
Liverpool,
play
I don't
against
think.
Liverpool?
No, I don't think like he had long enough kind of thing in it.
Okay.
So I just leave him kind of thing. So I've given him 5-5-7-7. I think that's relatively fair. I don't think you can call me biased for that.
That's fair. And Josie, we didn't give Varane 8 because he gave away the ball for the goal. Otherwise, he would have got 8.
Yeah.
He would have got 8.
Yeah, this is another thing. Like, this criticism agenda, according to some people. Yeah, I'll be honest, especially on social media, like you can't criticize a player without
Facts.
the people saying it was an agenda kind of thing. Like, look at Sancho, for example. You know, Sancho's one of my favorite players. I back Sancho all over Barcelona, but when I say I want him to do more, people think it's an agenda. But listen, man, we are wrapping up this show and it will continue. So we're gonna go on that kind of thing, innit? But big up everyone for watching. Make sure you guys like the video, comment after this video is done, subscribe to me, subscribe to Flawless, and we will be back soon.
Big up.
Big up.